like when my dad brought women into my life, he did for a couple of them. He would buy them. I didn't know at the time, but he would buy them a bag of like toys, and so I'd meet this woman for the first time, and she'd have a bag of WWF action figures.
Fuck, that's awesome.
And I'd be. Yeah, but it was
it's bait.
It was too, and I took it.
Yeah,
I took it hook, line, and sinker.
God, you probably got so many Hasbros.
Yeah, it was a good time.
God.
It was a good time.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I miss
of
action
you.
figures so much. One day,
I
have an Undertaker right behind you. That's an Undertaker,
nice.
baby. Yeah.
I have on my bookcase in my house. I have like fans. There's a guy that I'm talking to on Instagram that makes his own. It's his version of those Hasbro things.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm going to send you some. I'm like, please. I don't play with them, but I like getting them.
Sure.
It's still that like addict brain, childlike thing where I go like, oh great, I'll put them up on a wall. I'll put them over here. I'll put them over there. I just like.
If they were around, I would play. If at one of the tables they had some action figures, I'd just goof off with that.
Oh my God, Big J and I have spoke about this ad nauseum privately about, or even on the bonfire, about how we wish we still were into, because I would call them my guys. I'd be like, and I'd bring a backpack full of guys. Dude, this is such a
But what happened to me, I went to a summer camp.
Sure.
I brought action figures. This was around 5th grade, 6th grade.
And someone called you
the roommate was like, is that a bag of action figures? And I said, oh, my stupid parents, they packed my little brother's bag with me, and I never touched them.
Well,
that was the end.
I would use it like a drug. I would go, nah, I don't do that. And then I'd come home and be like, I need some time with my guys. I'm going to go in the living room, and I'm going to do a whole goddamn paper. I had a bit on my special, on my HBO special, which was true. I was 12 years old, still playing with my wrestling figures, and I would go outside and smoke cigarettes. I was smoking cigarettes while I was still playing action figures, and that's 100% true.
And then you brought the action figure, like, you want to puff Undertaker?
No.
These are
I would go
boys.
smoke. I'm the booker. I'm out here thinking, what are we doing storyline wise?
I just read a great book about Vince McMahon.
I mean, he's a monster.
It was an incredible book, though.
But the WWE is better right now than it's ever been. Triple H is perfect.
But another irresponsible dad thing, and I apologize to listeners for repeats. He would let me take apart like radios or whatever, and super glue, and I made these action figures out of like the like monsters out of all these different parts. And there was a guy that I made, and he had a plug for a head, and I cut the wire and it was off. And I went to my mom's house. I was like, Mom, this action figure is so cool. Look, it can hang off the wall. You just put it in a plug wherever you want. And these are wires coming out of. And my mom was like,
what are you doing?
My mom ran over and was like, oh my God, what the fuck, dude?
This is my favorite. My mom was like, I'm going to let you go to San Francisco for Christmas. Christmas is always my mom's. Even now, Katie and I go to my mom's for Christmas. Mm-hmm. We go to Thanksgiving for her parents. We go to Christmas. My mom does Christmas better than anybody. My mom loves Christmas. She's amazing.
Yeah.
My mom was like, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go to San Francisco. She told me now, she was like, I got blackout drunk when you were gone and cried. I missed you so much. And it was like very sweet. Mm-hmm. So my mom's like, you're going to go. My dad's not paying child support. He's living on his mom's couch in her den. And my dad goes, what guys are you into? And I go, right now, wrestling and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. My dad's like, okay. And I wanted this thing called a Hot Licks guitar. It was a guitar that you would just press the buttons and it would be a guitar. But for some reason, I was like, I want a Hot Licks guitar. And my mom's like, you're not getting a Hot Licks guitar. And my dad's like, all right, come on out. And I go out to Marin for Christmas, and my fucking dad got me the Ninja Turtle van, Shredder's Cadillac,
holy shit,
a Hot Licks guitar, a fucking like every wrestler I didn't have that I couldn't find. My dad knew exactly how to push my buttons, and that was so. My dad worked at this.
Shitty dads give the best gifts because that's their moment to make up for everything.
That's it.
My dad, we had the PS2 big reveal. We did one. He said it was a two-parter. First it was gloves, and he said the second part's coming later. And then he told he was doing like kayfabe. He was walking around. He's like, I'm worried Gianmarco's not going to like the second part of his gift. I feel like I've built it up too much. And sure enough, it was a fucking go-kart with the gloves. And it's like the reason it's so good is because they have.
I'm popping from that years later. Great gift. My fucking dad would do this thing. And he would do this thing where he worked at a liquor store. He always worked around booze. Shout out alcoholics. He would always work around booze. And he worked at this liquor store that's now closed in Mill Valley called Dan's Liquors. And I thought he worked there because it's Dan, but it was because he was an alcoholic. and he.
Oh, that's so sad.
And my grandmother lived in Marin. And when we would drive from Mill Valley to Marin, we'd go there at 6 a.m, and I loved it. I'd bring my guys with me to the liquor store, and my dad would be working the cash register, and I'd be to the side, battling. There's an arcade down the street. Street Fighter 2 just came out.
Sure.
I would go to the arcade with all these kids in Mill Valley, and it was like fucking unbelievable. My summers were unbelievable. That was some of my fondest memories of my father.
Yeah.
We're like going with him to the liquor store. He'd give me $5 to go to the arcade. And then I'd come back and I'd have lunch with him. And then I could go back with $5 more and play. And it was like, dude, this is the greatest. I learned about so much stuff at the arcade. It was fucking unbelievable. Go to a Niners game on the weekend, and you're like, this is the fucking best.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to Colorado, my mom would be like, do your chores, do your homework.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this fucking bitch, no wonder Gary split. Like, I'd fucking steal money from you too. I mean, he was brainwashing me. And I remember specifically, there was a place called Toy World off the 101. And it was like their Toys R Us. And we'd be driving, and he'd go, he drove this yellow Bug. And we'd be driving back, and he'd be smoking a cigarette, and he'd go, I think we should probably go to Toy World. And you'd be like, yeah, I think we should. And he would go, there was a cartoon at the time called James Bond Jr., and my dad went in, and dude, my dad pulled so many toy moves.
Of course.
Now, let me tell you the best one. It was still
okay, I'll go back to it because I got... Yours sounds better. Let me just say, he brought me to FAO Schwartz, where it was here.
Oh, my God.
And he brought me into, it was like a room for like a meeting where the people from there, probably employees being underpaid, but they presented the hottest new toys, and I got to pick 10 of them.
Oh my
But this is the point, is that your gifts probably fucking sucked, but you had a nice household, and it was warm.
You had a dad. You had emotional
and you still speak to him on a regular basis.
You had emotional availability.
Yeah.
But did you have a guitar licks? Fuck no.
You didn't have a hot licks? Get out of here.
No go-karts.
No go-karts.
So, dude, this was my favorite move. Oh, my God. Gary fucking knocked it out of the park a couple times. Tim Burton's Batman came out, the first Batman.
Shit, yeah.
The action figures were what you wanted.
Yeah.
He's still living in Denver. It's before he splits to San Francisco. We go to Toys R Us. All that's there is Joker and Bob, his henchman. Right?
Why'd they even bother making Bob?
Yeah. I mean, I was like, you
Sure.
need a henchman. You need someone.
You need
someone for
henchman.
Batman to kick around before he can get the Joker.
Yeah.
But no Batman. And I'm like, whatever. And my dad goes, hey, listen, life lesson. Not really. He goes, you know what? Let's get Joker and Bob. They're going to restock Batman. You got other guys that are his size. You can just play with them. And then when you get Batman, you get Batman. And I'm like, yeah, still bummed, but like, I'm getting 2 guys.
Yeah.
Great. We buy Joker and Bob. We get in his car, and he goes, I think I left something in the back seat. Can you help me out? And I look back. This motherfucker got Batman. Dude, I still can feel the joy at 41 that I felt at that age, where I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what he bought me at Christmas that year?
What?
A Nintendo. I got home, and I had it in a box. And I got out of my dad's car, and I went around to our house that my dad was kicked out of. And I go, Mom, Dad got me a Nintendo. And my mom shot my father this look because she didn't want me having a Nintendo.
Yeah.
She was like, and I was like, and my mom was like, go in the house.
The video game industry has given so many fathers a chance to completely
Just-
redeem themselves
Yeah.
once
You know what
a
it
year.
was? It was nuclear arms. It was in the divorce. It was a nuclear arm. You had a nuke if you got your kid a fucking video game system.
Yeah.
The PS2. He was like, guess what? We got a bunch of plutonium and we turned it into a warhead. Good luck shutting us down, you bitch.
My mom didn't stand a chance.
Iran is just a divorced dad.
Yeah.
North Korea is like, hey, I understand we can't have these, but maybe they're launching it into the ocean, dude. It was so crazy because it's cake for dinner. You're like, oh, it's so sweet. This is so awesome. This is so perfect. Oh, he forgot my birthday. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I haven't talked to him in 7 months. Oh, I miss him. I'm crying for him. When he talks to me, he kind of goes like, no, I'll see you in a little bit. And then I don't talk to him for a year.
You're listening to The Downside
The Downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.